Hi, I'm Des, and I want to tell you all a story that you might have heard already. But I just don't think some people are seeing it all for this hilarious series of events that it is, and instead are feeling like there's any actual purpose to any of this constant rehashing of events except to present some facts and put forth some truth. Well, now I want to go over it again. This time with a properly attuned autistic eye, so that we can maybe, hopefully, finally we can leave this mess in 2023 and move the fuck on. But first, who am I and why am I relevant? Like I said, I'm Des, and I'm really just a cat-shaped nobody, but I'm somebody who has been paying close attention and taking notes. I only ever started speaking out and getting myself involved around the time of Xylie's Liar McLiarson stream, as this whole drama started spinning wildly into something else.
We got the notes, baby!
From just some silly rumors and harmless lies to something much nastier and actually malicious. Since then, I've been around. You might have seen me when I tried to explain to you all the cat room, or on the show I started with another Salvo sympathizer. Some of you might have heard of my co-host Nodle and our show Clear World Radio, where I actually went over this whole hilarious thing back at the start of November, but nobody was listening. Until Abby did. I've also been in the background, and I'm the one who helped Edwin wrangle his whole chaotic year into a comprehensive timeline. And then I used that timeline to lay out Salvo's leaks so that they were more readable as we were trying to sort through them. Okay, can we just take one moment to appreciate the Salvo leaks as they were presented to me and the others who were tasked with actually sorting through all of this and trying to make sense of it and trying to find something worth giving a damn about? I'll turn up the volume. And I've done this all by doing something that most people in the commentary community seemingly neglect doing, and that is actually listening to everybody's story, giving them a chance to be honest, and then laying it all out and piecing the truth from the collective narratives. And this is how you do research. You actually listen to everybody and don't let your biases get in the way from actually hearing some dude out. And you don't necessarily need to believe everything somebody says to hear them out a couple times and find the truth in what they actually tell you. There is always a little bit of truth in the things people say, whether they're lying or not. And eventually, you can get a good narrative out of things without having to make up bullshit and just pass that on as if it's real, like the gay shit and the piss drinking. Yeah, that was absolute bullshit y'all made up and then just ran with. It's just driven me a bit crazy all year long to watch the double standards in this community play out. The same ones that Sal was trying to point out 2 fucking years ago. That you don't hold yourself to your own standards when it comes to deplatforming, rumor mongering, cancellation, buying and selling absolute bullshit slander, either knowingly or obliviously. And I may be totally new to you, maybe you've never noticed me, and that's actually how I prefer it. But I've been taking notes while y'all continue to speculate over shit that's none of your business. What a fucking year. So, over here in the background, strolling elegantly by, is the actual intended content of the Salvo leaks. At least what we were able to put together in just a few days. Since that's all we had between Salvo being gifted the golden opportunity to redeem himself, which I'll get more into in a moment. And actually get them out in a way that's understandable, because if anyone actually watched Xylie's version of the leaks, you know how boring and tedious and asinine actually scrolling back a year through petty group chat can be. That's not good content, but that was never in Salvo's plans, actually. And I feel like people have been forgetting one very crucial aspect of all this that would have tipped them off. This is Salvo we're talking about. Salvo only thinks about Salvo. Everybody knows this. Why in the hell would anyone assume that Salvo would piece by piece leak little tidbits to make all these people look bad? No, he was just given proof of a coordinated deplatforming campaign against him and wanted to expose that because everyone had gaslit him and tried to tell him that he wasn't being blackballed all year when clearly he was. And that was the whole fucking point. Now, I could go on about the past and all the malicious rumors that have been slung around all year, but I actually want to talk about something much more recent. And that's the narrative that Xylee did by leaking her part of the chat completely and totally was good and cool, actually, and at all necessary or helpful or getting ahead of any supposed rumors that Salvo might have been about to put out. And this seems to be a habit of Xylee's in particular, but also a lot of people in the commentary community. And I'm just pointing it out, honestly. Your girl went nuclear on you, and she did a dumb, hasty thing, and you guys keep kissing her ass about it, and dogpiling anybody who dares to question it. And then you want to talk about us having biases and kissing ass? Come on, do you see yourselves? All I've personally been attempting to do this whole time is getting people to pay attention to the actual story that Salvo has been trying to tell you because it's hilarious and you're all missing out. He would love to have caused a bigger ruckus about this all, but he actually didn't. He never really got the chance to, actually. If you've been paying attention, his comeback stream, his redemption stream, where he wore the crown of thorns, yeah, he was swatted and DDoSed. Which, can we just take a second to appreciate the image in our heads that we can put in of Salvo with a crown of thorns and stigmata on his hands, greeting the cops and allowing them to search his residence for danger or whatever, when he had a cross up on the wall. That's pretty fucking hilarious. Come on, I dare anyone to deny that this guy is just purely entertaining. But clearly, he was one-upped by Xylee Gets Real, who meticulously went through the group chat live for everyone to see the entirety of it. The thing is, it was assumed that he was going to do the same thing, but with his own personal framing that would make everyone look bad, right? No, that's actually exactly what Xylee ended up doing, and that's what's so funny. There was no alternate framing to make these people look bad, or childish, or petty, or obsessed, or actually coordinating some bullshit behind the scenes. Because they were. And just showing that is enough to prove they were. Nobody has to frame it any other way. And thank you for that, by the way. That just single-handedly gives proof that all of these leaks are legit. And if you need context, there you go. Xylee's got all the context right there. Over 16 to 20 hours, I think it took her to get through all that. Yeah, that was quite a tedious task. And thank you for that. No, oh my god, guys, fuck. Be real for a second. Do you actually think Salvo would give two shits to go through the day-to-day banter and bullshit and drama that didn't even mention him? Salvo. No, he fucking wouldn't. He doesn't give a fuck about the Van Luke whatever or Creators Clash or Boogie stuff. These were either leaked by Xylee actually or from the few other people who had access and were on the same task of combing through Salvo's leaks for something better than these people just suck for Salvo and Edwin specifically, because we know y'all don't care and we're over it too. And actually, he was totally successful in doing this because some of the leaks about Boogie actually just showed up in a Gamers from Mars video. So, Salvo W? Besides his own vindication, his only other intention was to show the hypocrisy and absolute depravity of Keemstar in particular, because that's who was on his ass for a whole year while pretending he wasn't. If you assumed anything else about his intentions, good job. You played yourself. So the actual realistic story behind Salvo obtaining these leaks is actually really fucking hilarious and, in my opinion, underappreciated, which is probably why I keep wanting to talk about it. So, it's October 2023, and Salvo has experienced nearly a whole year of being blackballed and gaslit about being shunned and targeted for constant bans and deplatforming, pretty much. He was constantly told it was all in his head and definitely not a coordinated effort by Keemstar, a Keemspiracy, if you will. And Salvo was ready to call it quits and accept that maybe this group of content creators in the commentary community had actually stopped talking and stressing and obsessing about him. Until, by the grace of Musk, one of those suspended Twitter accounts, the OG Salvo Forever, was reinstated. And Salvo suddenly had regained access to his original Twitter that he had been most active on in the commentary community, including having been included in their infamous group chat. A chat that Keemstar had not removed him from, despite numerous warnings from other members that he probably should for this very exact reason. Xylee reminded him, Chris reminded him, and they were ignored. You played yourself. Again. So here Salvo was, suddenly able to access his old account, and he notices he's still in this group chat. And he starts scrolling. And it dawns on him that they have never stopped talking about Salvo pancakes. And right here in his lap, right now, was all the proof and validation that these motherfuckers had continued to talk about him obsessively in this group chat. And not only that, but Keemstar was leading a coordinated effort to report and ban every one of his attempts to come back. Keem himself gloats about being responsible for the ban of 16 of Salvo's accounts, no matter their content or aim or relevancy, or even if he was actually the one who created it or running the account. Why the fuck was Keem so hellbent on ruining Salvo anyway? Actually, Nick, do you think you can help me out here? You explained it so well the last time we went over this.
I can tell you that one right here.
Okay.
Salvo refused to drive through a snowstorm to do the Keemstar show.
That.
And everything went downhill from there, because then you had Keem and Brantley drunk on stream while Salvo was streaming at the same time. Salvo's speaking very kindly, and I know that's hard to believe, but
yeah, I didn't know this.
Speaking very, very well of Keem. Didn't really put him down or anything at all. And you would flip to Keem and Brantley, and they're drunk off their asses talking so much shit about the guy. It was a very interesting duality of man to witness that night via streaming.
Yeah.
So there's your backstory. That's what happened.
That apparently is Salvo's best guess of why he was dropped from the Keemstar show and subsequently put on everybody's shit list. That was back in December of last year. I, for one, am not surprised or unentertained. It just gets frustrating when a certain amount of people just keep making up bullshit to get mad about and, I don't know, simp for Xylee for some reason. And then get mad at anybody who tries to tell you that you're on some real fuck shit. I mean, sucks to suck, I guess, but seriously, there's no reason to ruin whole ass mans just because you didn't understand a situation that was none of your business to begin with and started filling in some blanks with whatever bullshit your uncreative minds seem to be coming up with, and then going live to hundreds of viewers to talk about this bullshit. And then get mad when people tell you, like, hey, that's kind of not cool. Like, what are you doing? People don't care about this shit anymore. They just want other people to stop making up shit. Every time you make up some new shit, somebody has to come and talk about it again to correct it. So just fucking stop making shit up. And so many people still keep calling Xylee jumping the gun and leaking everything herself a win. That was Abby's whole point. That wasn't a win. That was really, really silly and needless and just caused more drama. But that's what you guys do. That's your bread and butter. If you were actually over it the way some of you claim to be, then you'd stop live streaming about it and participating in chats about it and just continuing to obsess over one man and like a few months of drama that happened a whole fucking year ago. And all just in order to deny the truth that Keemstar lied to you all, along with Babs, in order to ruin two men and get you guys talking about some bullshit drama for a whole fucking year. And that's exactly what you did. Hold up. This sounds very familiar. Where have I heard this all before?
Keemstar be like, if you think you can get mad at me for planning and enabling all of this against you, you can't get mad because, well, Babs said you were mean on the way to my house and I believe everything she has to say.
And when he's on his way over here, he's telling Babs in the car, like, I need to expose Keemstar. I'm going to make this big Bro, he's betrayed everyone.
Oh, so now Daniel feels betrayed. So of course he had to act and get ahead of whatever expose he believes that I was gonna do. Actually, that does kind of sound like something Keemstar would do, you know? Especially if he can have a hand in controlling the narrative, which obviously repeating the same bullshit talking points on different shows.
I didn't have any issue with Edwin at all. Like, no issue whatsoever. And then come to find out, the whole car ride up to my house, he's saying, I need to expose Keemstar. I need to do a big expose on Keemstar. That was his whole plan. I don't know that Edwin's trying to expose me and ruin my career without Babs telling me. Obviously, like, Edwin was, like, gassing up that when he came to my house, he was going to expose me or whatever, or do something, right? Maybe he was, like, cracking a joke. Maybe he wasn't serious. But he did say that, right? I know he said that, right?
Except I never ever said that. I never planned no expose on you, Keem. So what the fuck are you now? You're regurgitating a lie.
I wasn't trying to set a trap up for fucking Edwin, but he was trying to set one up for me. He told Babs on the way to the house that he was going to expose fucking Keemstar, right?
I mean, for 3 months, the guy's regurgitating bullshit about me. Is this not fucking smear campaign?
I was nice to him. I got the guy Christmas gifts. I got him like cookies and shit because he's too skinny and power bars.
No cookies or power bars, but Keemstar, you know I am grateful for those Twinkies and the protein powder. However, I told you back in January that this idea that I was making an expose video on you was a lie. Yet here you are, still in March, regurgitating the same bullshit. Isn't this the same kind of shit you pick on Ethan Klein for? And to think you were better than him, Daniel. Dishonest motherfucker. And you know what's crazy about all this? Back when I did a stream saying that I'd be going on the Keemstar show, Keemstar was in my chat when I was asked about doing a video on him, and I shared my idea of how I'd go about it if I decided to go through with it. If you want to do a video on me, then you must interview me first. Don't do your research listening to liars. Well, I mean, the idea, so I was having the idea of kind of watching certain creators that like make a hit piece on you and confront what they're saying to you, right? That live stream was the only time that I've ever verbalized the idea of doing a video on you, Keemstar. And you would have been involved.
But at the end of the day, you can't be mad when you're wrong about shit you made up. And it's not really fair to call anybody who tells you that you're wrong about your assumptions that they're just biased and probably lying anyway. Like, that's fucking silly as shit, you guys. I feel like the commentary community is especially bad about this, just making up some bullshit and like knowingly making it up. Like they say, like, what if this happened? And then somebody turns around, it's even that same person that just said, what if? And they believe it. And they go on to spread it. And then when they're told, no, that's not how things actually happened. Here's how they actually happened. Some creators and chatters alike in this community lose their fucking shit and turn nasty. It's a sight to behold. And y'all wondered why I wanted to stay anonymous. It's because you're all nasty. Oh, and real quick, Why did I not want Abby to mention me before? Because I know you guys. I know you wouldn't listen to what she was saying and would scrutinize everything but your own dumbasses. And me being totally irrelevant, actually, I didn't want the subject switching to me or my credibility. Since this information is already out there, it's public, and I even made a video about it on Clear World Radio back in November. Yet so many still managed to make it all about Abby's untrustworthy anonymous source, and well, it's me. I'm the source. Are you happy? Okay, just in case I've lost the plot and you're struggling to understand the point of the video, ultimately, the point we keep clowning about is this. Salvo's leaks are doing exactly what they would have done had Xylee not done her stream. And there's a certain group of people gassing her up, telling her it was a good idea because they're malicious assholes out to farm more drama, or they're just complete rubes. The only thing she accomplished by getting ahead of him and wasting 20 hours of her own life spilling the beans was lending some more credibility to Salvo's leaks' legitimacy, and further displaying just how nasty and petty and hypocritical many of your all favorite creators can be when they don't think anyone can see or hear them. They're just like chat for real. And I was gonna stay out of it, but I saw a need for somebody with my talents and actual liking of building timelines and putting things in order and reading other people's DMs and trying to make sense out of them. And I volunteered. I don't know, this has been fun for me, honestly. This isn't my drama. Not my drama, not my problem, I always say. So let me wrap this up with a metaphor to properly explain the situation in a way that some may find easier to understand. One day, an Italian man named Salvo came upon free pasta ingredients and decided to cook up a delicious lasagna for all to enjoy. But before he could finish cooking, Xylee came along and dumped all the spaghetti all over the ground. Now, me, Abby, Salvo, and some other of these untrustworthy bias havers or whatever, we're sitting inside enjoying this delicious Italian lasagna and laughing as we watch you all slide around in Xylee's spaghetti, telling her how good it is. Maybe that's just how I see it, but Abby saw it too, and I hope that we can all laugh this shit off in 2024. Happy New Year or whatever. Now leave me alone.
No, Edwin, it's not offensive at all. It's a joke. It's all funny. It's all haha. We're just having fun.
Listen, everybody. I
That's
think
true.
this is a great time.
You're right. That's
Happy
funny.
holidays, everyone.
That's
Happy holidays.